out of step with what we are advocating, peaceful protest, did not create any violence. Nobody was shot. Nobody was killed. Get it in your head.
So one of the latest lefty arguments is basically just by the way, what I'm showing on there, it's not what I wanted to show. That's just a random post that's on there. But they make these comparisons. So the lefty like to make the comparisons. So when we sit here and we talk about like, oh, why are they waving Mexican flags? You know, the flag of Mexico. Why are they doing that? And then they'll show people waving the Confederate flag or the Israel flag or MAGA flag. You know, like they're the same thing pretty much. That's what they're trying to say. Like they don't have actual defenses of their behaviors. They don't. All they know how to do is deflect and project. That's it. Because they know their actions are indefensible. They just know it is. You can't honestly sit here and be like, yeah, no, it's a good thing that we're causing all this destruction. It's a good thing. It's a good thing that cop cars are getting set on fire and we're throwing rocks and stones at cops and ICE. You know, it's a good thing. I mean, they can't say that because, you know, everyone would turn on them. So what they do then is instead they'll take an argument that we're saying, which is, why are they waving the Mexico flag? And then they'll be like, oh, now you have a problem with waving flags? Well, what about this one over here? Look at the Confederate flag. Oh, which, I mean, didn't they get the Confederate flag banned? Like you can't like have that anywhere. So, I mean, they're not above banning flags, you know, they're not above it. So I don't know why they're using that argument. They got it banned. So if it's okay for them to ban the Confederate flag, well, then why can't we say, hey, you shouldn't even wave the Mexico flag? But even then, we're not even saying ban the Mexico flag. We're just saying, hey, listen, you're sitting here bitching and complaining that you don't want to be sent back to your home country, the country of the flag that you're waving. You know, you don't want to be sent back there, but you're waving the flag. I explained this on yesterday's stream that logically that doesn't follow that if I was in a country that I loved and I didn't want to be sent back to my home country, as the example, let's say I snuck into Canada. I stuck into Canada and Canada was like, hey, we're going to kick these Americans, back south of the border. I wouldn't be sitting here like throwing rocks at their Mounties and, waving the American flag. And burning down their Mountie horses or whatever it is that they ride. Do they have Mountie cars or is it just the horses? I don't know. The moose? Do they ride mooses? Do they ride those? Anyway, I wouldn't be doing that stuff. I'd be there waving the Canadian flag and I'd be like, no, I love this country. Please don't kick me back. Please let me stay. I'll do anything. I'll pay whatever it is. I'll have to sign whatever. Just please. I love Canada. Don't kick me back to America. Logically, that's what I would do. Because if I was somewhere where I really wanted to be, because I loved it and not because I'm trying to leech off of their system, then logically it would follow that I would be like, I love Canada. Just please don't kick me back out here. I'm waving the Canada flag. Fuck America. I love Canada. That's what I would be saying. But these people who think they're making our country better, who love America, right? They're waving the Mexico flag. Why? Doesn't make any sense. Why are you waving the flag of a country you don't want to go back to? Doesn't make any sense. So people have made this comparison. So let me find some that I responded to one, and I'll go through that post. Okay. If it loads, or what am I? How can I see my freaking profile? How do I see my profile? There we go, profile. Maybe it's the one that says profile, huh? Me see my big brain. All right. Oh yeah, this is great. But just wanted to share this. Jay Dyer shared this. It's a what's it called? Like a soy jack, a Wojak meme of Parker doing his oh my goodness stars face at the reaction of the R slur. All right, so here we go. So stupid Brian Tyler Cohen shared this. So this is in response to something that Jim Jordan shared. We fly the American flag in America. And then Brian Tyler Cohen shared this. It was like this. Like this. Look, that's not an American flag. That's a Confederate flag. Gotcha. And so I responded. I said, you wave a flag of something you support. So you tell this gentleman, we're bringing back the Confederacy. And this guy, he's going to be like, fuck yeah, because that's what he's waving the flag of. He loves the Confederacy. You know, he has whatever his reasons are for loving it. He loves it. So if we were to tell him, you know, we're going to bring back the Confederacy, he's going to be all for it, right? Makes sense. Why would he be against something that he's waving the flag of, huh? Right? It would be weird if this gentleman would be like, that's a bad idea. I don't want the Confederacy back, right? But you tell a Mexican waving the Mexico flag, we're going to send them back to Mexico. And they're like, no, we got to destroy shit now. Don't send us back to the country of whose flag I'm waving. Please, please, please make it make sense. Can somebody, anybody out there, if there's any lefties in my audience right now who is hate watching me, can you make sense of why you would wave the flag of a country you do not want to get sent back to? Why? And so I also added, I don't think it's the best argument to compare waving the Mexico flag to the Confederate flag, but that's just me. Because see, look, to these lefties, because listen, I can maybe make that comparison, but these lefties, I don't think they're going to want to be doing that. Do these lefties really want to be comparing waving the Mexico flag to the Confederate flag? Someone even shared a picture of someone waving the Nazi flag. And I was like, well, do you really want to compare waving the Mexico flag to the swastika flag? Huh? Do you really want to be making that comparison? I don't think it's the smartest thing to go down that road. Huh? So let's see. I think I didn't bookmark much. Where are my freaking bookmarks? Huh? Where are these bookmarks? Here you are, bookmarks. Save them for later. Okay. So I just saw these two earlier, and I was like, I'll bookmark it because it's stupid. They're stupid. Savannah Stone. So listen, overall, Savannah Stone is all right in my book. She is the woman who is on the whatever podcast that Andrew Wilson was going to donate money to their honeymoon, to her husband's honeymoon. You know, she's like a conservative, traditional wife and such. Not a trad wife, but she's, you know, more traditional, conservative, if you will. And but she had this kind of dumb take. I love how upset the right is about protesters flying foreign flags. Meanwhile, I've seen Israel flags at multiple conservative rallies. So once again, so she's trying to make it about, well, Israel bad, Jews bad, right? I don't know what the Jews have to be about this, but here's the difference here. Here's the difference. These aren't Israelites that are getting deported back to their country and they're fighting it and causing destruction, waving the Israel flag. Like, that's not what's going on. We have people who wave all types of flags. There's people that wave the LGBTQ flag. We have people that wave all sorts of flags, the Palestinian flag. And we're not like, hey, listen, you can't wave those flags here. We're not saying that. We're just saying that, listen, why are you waving the flag of a country you don't want to go back to? Why are you burning our country if you want to stay here so badly and waving the flag of somewhere else, and you're not even legally entitled to be here? These people, a lot of them aren't legally entitled to be here. So in a way, it's kind of like an invasion, wouldn't you say? If there were people here that weren't supposed to be here, and they're here waving another country's flag, optically, that looks like an invasion, doesn't it? It looks like it's kind of an attempted takeover, doesn't it? What else would you call it? So that's our main thing with the Mexico flag and waving the Mexican flag, is because you're not supposed to be here and you're waving another country's flag. And meanwhile, you're resisting being deported back to this country that you apparently have so much pride in. You have so much pride in your home country, yet you don't want to be there. So this was a stupid take, but I think her goal was just, oh yeah, aren't the Jews bad though? Jews. It's like, oh, shut up. All right. And then you have Emma Vigeland here, big brain Emma Vigeland, who is always known for her big brain takes. The videos out of LA that are being pushed to the top of our feeds are designed algorithmically to outrage and inflame the local newsification of social media. Any analysis of these protests must engage with these muddied media bias. The corporate media is social media. Yeah. So the problem isn't that there are people being destructive in LA. That's not the problem. The problem isn't that they're being so destructive that we've had to deploy the National Guard. And I believe the Marines are now officially being deployed. That's not the issue. The issue is that people are kind of seeing too much of it on their feeds. And you know what? It doesn't look good. That's why she's telling people, hey, listen, if you're seeing all these videos, it's because of the algorithm, guys. It's not because there's a lot of destruction going on, okay? It's not because of that. It's because there's too much coverage of it. All right? So just don't pay attention to all the coverage. It's the algorithm. It's the evil newsification. It's corporate media bias. That's pretty much what I see this is. I don't know. But yeah, let's see. Let's see if there's anything else here. Oh, perfect. Good old Gavin Newsom. If you want to discuss violence, let's start with your state's murder rate, which is 40% higher than California's. Well, and he's responding to Mark Wayne Mullen. Mark Wayne. Is Mark Wayne an actual name, or did his dad want to name him Mark and his mother wanted to name him Wayne? So like Mark Wayne. That's good. The left is claiming pro-illegal alien mob violence in LA is a result of federal law enforcement presence. Literally nobody believes that. Yeah. America is sick of illegal immigration and weak, lawless, liberal leadership. Now, Newsom is suing POTUS, Rich. Yeah, so obviously Gavin Newsom's response, his only response is to just be like, well, your state has a higher murder rate. Yeah, so what? What does that have to do with the fact that it seems like you're encouraging violence in your own state? Is this dude encouraging murder? Is he saying, you know what, murder is okay in our state? It's all good. Is he making that argument? Where you are really not doing much to stop the violence other than sending the police like if the police have it handled, and you're getting pissed off that Donald Trump, a normal governor who really wanted to help stop the violence in their state, would be asking the president for resources and help. Hey, listen, our police aren't doing it. Can you help us? That's what a good governor who actually cared about their citizens and stopping the destruction of their state, that's what they would actually do. But you're like, the cops have it handled. Donald Trump, you don't have to send the National Guard. Why'd you have to do that? All right, you're provoking violence. This is your fault. No, dude, it's your fault. Good for nothing, Gavin Newsom. Good for nothing, Karen Bass. You guys are freaking losers. You guys don't give a single shit about the Californians, people in Los Angeles, what have you. You don't give a single flying fuck. You love illegal immigrants more than you do your actual citizens. That's why you have a problem with Donald Trump trying to go in there and stop everything. That's why you have an issue with it. It's not because he's provoking violence. He's trying to stop the violence, which you guys aren't doing. And everyone could see right through you. I hope if Gavin Newsom ever runs for president, I hope people point to our state and all this bullshit and listen, like, this is the type of leadership that you could look forward to if you vote him in as president. So keep it up, Gavin. If you want to be president, keep it up. Keep this going. Because I don't think this is going to help you much, bro. I don't think it's going to help you much. Like, if you don't care about us, fine. But can you at least do it for selfish reasons? Can you at least stop the violence because maybe it doesn't optically make you look good? Can you at least do that? Please, something. Let's see, is there anything else? Let me see what happens if I type in LA riots. Democrats' logic in LA riots. Criminals won't commit crimes if we stop enforcing laws. Exactly. Look, yeah. Listen, the Democrats, the illegal aliens, are starting this fire here. And then Donald Trump trying to put it out. He's escalating tensions. Exactly. That's exactly what's going on here. Democrat Rep Maxine Waters is now claiming that there was no violence at the LA riots. Yeah, I've seen that too. I'm seeing now they're saying there was no violence. And I think she says, don't believe what you see. So they're literally telling you, don't believe your lying eyes. Come on. Idiot.
The protests, and even those who were out of step with what we are advocating, peaceful protest, did not create any violence. Nobody was shot. Nobody was killed. Get it in your head. And so when martial law is called, what are you going to say? I missed the point. Don't miss the point, you all. Don't think that somehow, because they called out the National Guard, there was violence. There was no violence. The protests, and even those who were...
So they're just straight up lying to us now. Yeah, he just called the National Guard for no reason. No reason. No reason he called out the National Guard. There was no violence. They were all fine. They're all holding hands, singing Kumbaya. Let's see a video here that's right here in this post about how they were just spreading love. Let's see the love that they're spreading. Come on, loud, bro. Look at this love that they're spreading. Look at how they're just peacefully just starting fires, guys. Look at that. Peacefully waving a foreign nation's flag here while they're burning down our cities. Peacefully, by the way. There's no reason to send in the National Guard for this. Big whoop. Big whoop. And then this is a now classic picture right here of this guy who, from far away, doesn't he kind of look like Cyclops, like from X-Men? Like right here, the yellow visor, and then he has the blue, the blue shirt, and then the blue overhead the coverall of the head right there. That's who he resembles for me, like a fat Cyclops. A fat, douchey, Mexican flag waving Cyclops. But yeah, this is what the Democrats want. This is what the Democrats want. And now they have to have Maxine Waters go up there and tell you there was no violence. Lying right to your face is telling you, do not believe your lying eyes and ears. Mostly peaceful starter kit, right? I like how they even threw in this faux phallus right here. Rainbow colored phallus. Kava employees, oh Lord, at the LAN threatened to spit in police officers' food and do other gross stuff if he ever comes in. Look at that. Look how peaceful these people are. Don't you want these people to stay in your country? These violent people? When they don't get their way, they just throw big tantrums, destructive tantrums. You don't want these people to stay here?
You go to Covenant, I'm fake, nigga. I know you do, dog.
First of all, does he have a pass to say that? Because I believe that's a Mexican gentleman, right? Does he have an official? May I see your official N-word license?
Spit in your plate. I put my dick on your plate. Fuck your family. Fuck your kids, nigga. That's all it is. I can't sleep comfortably because of you.
He be fucking getting a whole fucking plate. He be fucking expecting us to give us a whole fucking shit. That right there.
Do you go to Kava?
It's fucking money. Yeah, you do. That plate. Yeah, you do. Nigga, act like I don't know your fucking face. That fucking plate. Fucking talking about, can I get a fucking discount? Can I get a fucking this? Can I get a fucking that? There. Point that shit at him right there. Point that shit at there right there.
He doesn't look like he go to Kava though.
You're going to no shit. Hell no. Hell no.
He ain't going to that Kava.
What's your favorite thing to order at Kava?
Everything.
You go to.
What a delightful group of people, right? Guys, I think I might be starting to come around to them, actually. I don't know why we have to kick these people out. You know, I'm starting to warm up to them. You know, these are loving, warm people. I think we should keep them here. Look at this. More of their peace-loving, they're spreading their peace and love, their peaceful fires, their loving fires. Just bringing us their loving warmth from these fires. Let's see what this one is. Protesters at LA riots heard calling out phone numbers for free bail. If you get arrested, call that number. We will bail you out for free. Who is funding these people? That sounds like actionable intel right there. Find them. Interesting. Let's see what this is about.
Back there. What?
Aren't you glad to have these people here in this country? Future scientists and engineers right here, guys. This is our future. Dang, look at all that graffiti on those walls, man. All right, this is where they're yelling out to people, we'll bail you out for free. So pretty much encouraging any criminal activity. Because if you're telling people I'll get out of jail for free card, I'll give you one. Well, isn't that going to be encouraging people? Yeah, go ahead, do whatever you want. Absolute lawlessness. Wait, hold up. Right here it says return the homies. Hello, we're trying to return the homies. We're trying to return them back to Mexico. So I don't know what your problem is. I'm all for returning the homies. Turn them right back to Mexico. Oh yeah, this is where they're just throwing the rocks at these cop cars. And by the way, when I say rocks, they're not just like little pebbles or something. They're big chunks of stone, of rock. Not stone, but rock, concrete. That's what I'm looking for. Big chunks of concrete. Scooters. They throw scooters there. That's dangerous. And they're throwing them at look at the police right here. Throwing it right at them. Well, anyway. But that's about it. That's what I got to say about that.